We just want 2 minutes, 1 minute. Why not? No, it's not, it's filming, it's not flash. It's not flash. Why is that? You care about what happens to them?
Oh yeah, but it's spooked them.
It will spook them, okay. Do you think they'll get spooked in there? They don't get spooked in there? Hello, darling. Hey. We're here with Devon Animal Save. This is a cow slaughterhouse, and we're here to say goodbye to the animals.
2 minutes, please.
Someone speak to him through the window, it's so much better. Wait, can you just explain to him?
It's alright, sweetheart. Hey, it's okay. It's okay, Bobby.
It's going to end today. They'll leave this planet.
Hello.
We're so sorry. We're really, really sorry. And we'll see you.
So those poor cows are terrified. Cows are terrified. They're probably only a year old or a couple years old, but they're just terrified. It's like, just for a burger, like, is that really worth a burger? This poor, terrified animal. Here comes another one. So what happens, they go in there, they can probably smell the death in there. They get hung upside down by their hoof, and sometimes that dislocates their hip. A lot of the times the bolt gun in the head doesn't actually work, doesn't actually stun them. I had a friend who worked in a slaughterhouse. Yeah, bolt gunned in the head, hung up by their hoof, slashed throat open, drained of their blood, chopped up into pieces, and fed back to the population.
What are you doing? Yeah, not bad, mate. Going on. General.
We only want a minute and then they can go. They could be at the traffic lights for the same amount of time. We actually thought you might be here to help us save the animals. We're like, oh great, the law's here. They're gonna stand on the side of justice and help us save these animals.
We're impartial, aren't we?
Yeah, I know.
So,
you know, like a couple of hundred years ago when they had, like, slavery was legal, like the police would have to defend the slave owners from people trying to liberate their slaves, yeah? This is sort of like a different type of slavery with just like animals. You know, and we're just saying, hey, it's wrong, and society hasn't caught up yet. Yeah. 2 minutes.
That's all we're asking for, mate. We don't want much.
But you know all about it, don't you? You know what happens in the dairy industry. You probably hear it from vegans.
How they get pregnant, shove your hand up and laugh.
I was at a dairy in Israel, and we seen the calf get taken, and the cows. Yeah, they do it everywhere.
And you hear them crying.
Pining out.
Yeah,
horrible.
And plastic stupid boxes.
Yeah,
Worth more than the taste of cheese.
Worth more than the taste.
on.
You care, you say you're an animal lover. You're an activist.
Well, animals, except for humans. Humans.
Yeah.
No, mate. He won't stop it.
He wasn't stopping, was he, mate?
no, not really.
No, it's alright, go ahead.
I just drove past and I thought, wonder what you guys are up to. You must be.
Oh, great, yeah.
Protesting or
Yeah, we're an organisation called Devon Animal Save.
What do you think about that?
I despise it.
Oh, do you eat animals?
No.
Oh, wow.
You're vegan? Is it, or
No,
vegetarian?
not quite, mate. But
Okay.
You're interested in it, though?
About that kind of thing, yeah? Along those lines, or?
yeah, my struggle would be giving up fish, seafood.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I don't eat meat.
Do you know?
I don't have dairy.
Do you know much about fish?
Don't buy leather.
So
Yeah.
for the same reason you don't eat other animals would be like because they're sentient, they feel pain, they suffer.
yeah.
You know, they want to live. Fish are just as intelligent.
I know.
They're sentient.
I know.
Yeah.
They feel
I
pain
know.
more.
I
They
know.
get dragged out the ocean and suffocate. Like they're horrendous suffering.
I think the good thing is, like, we're all vegan here. So,
Yeah.
like, if you ever wanted any information on veganism, you're in
I've
the wrong
got
place.
information on veganism if you want.
can I-
You can take one of my cards, dude. It's called Challenge 22, right? You can try it for 22 days. and you'll get assigned a free mentor. It's all free.
This is basically what we do, you know, we document this, put it online for people to see, just so they can be like, well, you know, these are the animals that become your burgers, that become your steaks.
That's it. They don't make the connection, do they?
No.
If everyone had to come in here and slit their own throat.
Oh yeah, that's what they were saying.
okay,
If slaughterhouses had glass walls, the whole world could be vegan.
That's right.
Yeah, no one wants to be a part of this.
It's unnecessary. We can eat so many different options now. Like there's no need for it.
Why don't you eat meat? Like I'm the odd one out.
Yeah.
And my answer to that is, well, why do you eat meat?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect thing to say.
And you should say, well, why do you eat animals
Yeah.
instead of like take it away from that word meat and call them what they are, which is an animal.
Yeah.
It's not natural to do this to animals for something like a sandwich. If we show children what happens to an animal in a slaughterhouse, they would never want to eat it.
I said this to a former colleague. You know, I said they should teach this in school.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, they should.
the industry have
Yeah.
they're making trillions off the backs of animals. Trillions, like you know, the amount of animals that get slaughtered and what they do with their byproducts, their leather, their skin. You know, so it's a massive industry. So they have vested interest in it. So they don't want to tell people not to eat them.
What you're doing here?
Talking to these.
He wants to know what's going on with the animals in there, why they're getting slaughtered.
I agree with what these guys are doing. I think that what goes on behind those walls is disgusting.
Yeah.
Right? I know it's a job to you, mate, but I'm talking to these.
Yeah. They're terrified when they go in there, these animals. So.
See what I mean?
That's
That
stupid now.
Yeah.
that just riles me up. I couldn't stand here all day, mate, without
It's hard.
ripping into
Yeah.
them.
But you know, the good thing to know is that we have power in what happens to these animals in our life. So you can stop the cruelty in your life. And the only way to do that is by going vegan.
My heart is still pounding now.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know how you do it.
We get the same.
You should check out my YouTube channel. Stop. Stop this. Hey, buddy. Don't swear at him. Stop the truck, 2 minutes, buddy.
We're not going to move.
2 minutes. Come on, just give us 2 minutes. Give us 2 minutes, buddy. Get some footage of the cows.
Just stop, mate. Before asking.
So this is the only way you can make a living off the backs of these animals.
What else could I do with the land?
With the land, can you cultivate any other type of crop?
We do cultivation on the dry ground, and the wet ground we use for stock.
For the stock. Yeah. But do you think like that their life is more important than maybe being a little bit inconvenient for a while till you find another source of income?
They have a good life.
They have a good life.
Yeah, they're fed well. They're never hungry. They're
Yeah.
never thirsty. They're kept in sheds when it's wet.
Do you care about them?
Of course I do.
Do you know
I don't get a lot of pleasure out of bringing them in here, and I certainly don't get pleasure out of you gentlemen making it worse for me.
We're making it hard for you.
Yeah.
But it's harder for them, yeah? What about the animals?
Well, how about if you get a rat in your house, would you kill it or would you feed
No,
it?
you wouldn't. I wouldn't kill it. So you care about these animals.
Yeah.
I can see it in your eyes, and it makes it difficult for you when we tell you, hey, this isn't right.
Well, I didn't say it wasn't right.
No, but in your heart, you say it's hard for you to put them in this slaughterhouse
Yes, it is.
because you know what happens to them in there, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're terrified.
I wouldn't say that because I
In-
don't know what's happening.
In there, they're not terrified. Have you seen video of them
Yeah.
in there? Their eyes?
Yeah.
You can see it in their eyes. You can't see it in their eyes?
They're no more terrified than when I'm trying to get them in across the test them with TV because of budget.
I don't know about that. I think they're a little bit. You know how smart cows are. They come to you when you call them.
Yeah.
They think that you're their protector, yeah?
They know that I look after them.
Yeah. So they trust you.
That's
And-
why I wouldn't stop coming in because I don't want them in the trailer.
They trust you, and when you do this to them, you betray them, yeah?
I wouldn't say that, no.
No? If you could find an alternative way of making an income, would you find it? Would you start looking? This is obviously, it's not natural for you to stick these animals in a slaughterhouse, otherwise you'd kill them yourself.
No, I wouldn't kill them myself, I don't even own a gun.
Hey?
I don't even own a gun, so I wouldn't kill them myself, no.
But you couldn't kill them yourself. Exactly. If that's saying something, you got a heart in there. I couldn't kill an animal.
No.
Yeah. You feel for them.
Yes, but I have no other way with the land I own of making a living.
To making a living.
Yeah.
No other way. Have you even tried?
Like I said, we grew up. Okay, sorry.
Have a think about it, mate.
I would think about it.
Thanks for talking to us anyway.
So that farmer, he was tearing in his eyes. That one, like, he really didn't like doing what he's doing, and he just knows no other way. Like, they've been taught that this is the way to make money, and he, you know, uses his land to raise these animals, and it hurts him to take him to this slaughterhouse, and we were making him feel worse about that. So in a situation like this, I always tell people, just listen to your heart. If it doesn't feel right in your heart, it's probably not right. I mean, to be inconvenienced for a short amount of time to make another type of income, like, it's not the only way to make an income by slaughtering these animals. Farmers in particular know how intelligent cows are. Not that intelligence justifies anything, but they know that they're a feeling sentient being in there. They spend more time with cows than anyone, really, except for people in sanctuaries. So I don't know, I don't know why they put themselves through that. Like, he's obviously a caring person, and he drops his animals off at a slaughterhouse, so they just try to push it into the back of their mind. I like to use this analogy, like, if you're brought up in a world where it's normalized to murder, right, and your whole village murders people, and, you know, it's just a part of the culture, it's conditioned into you, it's traditional, the whole world's doing this. Is it the child's fault that they grow up to be a murderer? You know, the same thing with farmers, that they're conditioned to it. Is it the farmer's fault that they were born into a generation of, you know, slave ownership and animal murder? People are conditioned to this violence. That doesn't make it okay, but there's a reason for it. And, you know, that guy, you could tell that he actually had a heart. He was actually a good guy. He couldn't stand to drop these animals off here. He knows what happens to them. But this conditioning, this carnist mentality is what sort of programs good people to do bad things. Is there any other way you can make money without doing the animal thing? Can you do plant-based, like cultivate crops or something that doesn't involve having to drop these little animals off at the place where they get their throat cut open? Or
Yeah, but I got steep land, that's the trouble.
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's harder.